Why do libraries, those grand repositories of knowledge and culture, hold such a magnetic allure? Imagine standing before the New York City Main Library, a monumental edifice not just of books but of dreams sculpted in stone and mortar. Today, a fresh wave of young minds, 25 students from Bronx PS-5, gather under the watchful gaze of one of the formidable pink granite lions that flank the library's grand staircase. These majestic guardians, named Patience and Fortitude, have stood as symbols of the resilience and calm required to acquire knowledge since the early 20th century. As the students alight from their bus, they're met by Mr. Brinkley, the assistant to the head librarian. With a warm smile, he ushers the group up the steps, each footfall echoing off the stone, a physical connection to the countless curious souls who have climbed these steps before them. As the group steps inside the iconic New York City Main Library, Mr. Brinkley pauses to allow the awe to wash over the students. "Look around," he gestures expansively. "This building isn't just a place to read, it's a masterpiece of architectural design." The camera pans up to the elaborate ceilings, capturing the intricate mouldings and the grand chandeliers that dangle like jewels of knowledge. "Built in the Beaux-Arts style," Mr. Brinkley continues, "this library was designed by architects Carrère and Hastings and opened its doors in 1911. The visuals shift to the exterior, focusing on the detailed stonework, the expansive front steps, and the majestic facade that makes the library an architectural titan in the cityscape of New York. Inside, the camera zooms in on the walls adorned with murals and quotes from great literary figures, each corner telling its own story of cultural heritage and intellectual pursuit. "Notice the craftsmanship." Mr. Brinkley points to the ornate carvings on the wooden panels of the reading rooms. The video cuts to detailed shots of these carvings, highlighting the skill and time invested into every inch of wood. The library is not only a home to books, but also to significant historical artifacts, he explains, as they pass by glass-encased displays containing rare manuscripts and early editions of classic literature. The camera lingers on a first edition of Shakespeare's Hamlet, its pages yellowed with time, yet preserved with utmost care. As they continue their tour, Mr. Brinkley shares anecdotes about the library's construction, including challenges faced and innovations used during the early 1900s to create such a monumental building. "Every element you see," he concludes, "from the smallest screw to the largest lion statue, has a story, embedding this library in the very fabric of New York City's history." The scene ends with the students, visibly impressed, whispering among themselves, their curiosity ignited by the stories and the splendor surrounding them. "Notice the lions," Mr. Brinkley begins, his voice echoing slightly in the open air. "Carved from pink granite, they've been watching over this gateway to knowledge since 1911. Each lion weighs about 7,000 pounds and embodies the spirit of the millions of stories housed within these walls." Entering the building, the grandeur unfolds further. Vaulted ceilings and rows of books create a cathedral of learning. Mr. Brinkley leads the students into the main reading room, a vast space where sunlight filters through tall windows, casting patterns on the floor and illuminating the faces of eager learners. "Here in the reading rooms," Mr. Brinkley continues, "people from all walks of life come to read, learn and explore. It's not just about books, it's about connecting with the thoughts and discoveries of those who walked before us." He demonstrates how to utilize the library's resources, from checking out a book to using the digital catalogue. Each book, each page you turn opens up new worlds. Think of it as a conversation with the past and indeed with the future. As Mr. Brinkley concludes his guided tour, the students are set free to roam the vast expanse of the library. Excitement buzzes in the air like the flutter of 1,000 pages turning simultaneously. We watch as they scatter, each drawn to different sections of the library, guided by their unique interests and curiosities. In one corner, Bob pulls out a thick volume on medieval history, and sitting between Roy and Glenn, dust particles dancing in the beam of sunlight as the book opens. Two young women, Joni and Anne, sitting across the table from the boys, immerse themselves in the vibrant, imaginative worlds of science fiction, their eyes wide with wonder. As the pages turn on the books, dust rising sparkles like diamonds in the sunlight. Suddenly the library seemed empty, as the five look around, no one else in view. Each aisle and each bookshelf offers a gateway to new realms. The camera pans slowly, capturing the serene atmosphere of the library. The soft rustle of pages and the occasional whisper create a symphony of exploration and discovery. Here, in the quiet corners of the Cathedral of Learning, knowledge whispers to those who listen, and the past converses softly with the present. As each student finds a spot, we see the personal connections forming, the silent dialogues between reader and author, between past ideas and new interpretations. It's a visual testament to the power of literature and learning, a reminder of how every book has the potential to touch hearts and change minds. The five students find they are in a new dimension,